proposal that resolution that Mr. Cobb had given to us. And so I hope you all had a chance to read that. Mr. Cobb, since you made this resolution, please, well, I should tell you that the executive committee reviewed the resolution, and in our discussions we felt that it was more important to focus on the 2020 election. We have an election integrity committee to go and look at how elections are being handled. It's best to look forward rather than looking back and drag ourselves back into that.
So this is Rhino talk, folks, back home.
The executive committee recommends that we vote no on this. And I want to remind you that a resolution requires a 2/3 majority to pass. Now, since Mr.
Point of order,
Cobb-
Mr. Chairman,
What's the point of order?
that you're not correctly, if you read the resolution, it is looking forward. It's right there in the resolution.
That's fine, but
So therefore, your characterization is a mischaracterization of what it says.
Point of order, the chair is not supposed to debate. The chair is supposed to be impartial.
It says.
the resolution unanimously passed by the Texas Republican Party said that we reject the certified results of the 2020 presidential election.
Correct.
That is why I characterize it as looking back.
Point of order, the chairman does not debate. The chairman does not make
So you're
statements.
out of order. I didn't call on you, Mr.
I made a point of order.
I didn't recognize you.
The chair does not
I
use the
didn't
personal
recognize
pronoun. The chair is the chair. He is not an I or a me. He is the chair. You are not adhering to decorum.
Mr. Gerber.
That's a point of order. I mean, you can read it in Robert's rules.
Mr. Gerber. In the opinion of the chair, your motions are dilatory and are wasting the time of the committee. That's only in the opinion of the chair. But I warn you not to try the committee's patience any longer. So it's your first warning. If I have to continue warning.
We've been here before, folks.
So, if you don't wish to move forward on this, Mr. Petchman,
Aren't you going to object?
then
What I would like to do is just note for the record that it is a forward-looking resolution based on what everyone in this room saw in 2,000 Mules or experienced personally. But if the chair chooses to characterize the way, that's fine with me. That's fine with
I accept
me.
whatever you're saying.
That's fine with me.
Please strike my words of characterizing this.
Yes.
So I called on Mr. Cobb. Actually, what I said was that the executive committee recommended that we vote no on this, but I'll stop at that. Mr. Cobb, since it's your resolution, please stand up and tell us about it. And you have, since people have read it for quite a while, you have 2 minutes.
Actually, because I don't have much voice and I'm gonna speak about another one later. I'd like to, well, I was gonna defer to Gerald to speak up.
Okay, since Hunter and I did work on this together, and he's got a voice problem.
I'll allow that. Go ahead.
Okay. The way the resolution came up is at the Texas convention, about 10,000 people that took place in June. A resolution was unanimously passed by 10,000 delegates that said they saw the 2,000 Mules video, just like we saw it, Jeannie showed it one Saturday, and it raised in that a lot of questions of voter integrity that we are addressing with the work that Jackie is doing. But we feel in the Texas and
Hey, that's my
Maricopa,
camera.
Pennsylvania,
That's my
Maricopa,
camera,
Arizona,
sir.
Langley,
That's my camera, sir.
Wisconsin, South Carolina, Montana, Iowa have all passed this resolution backing Texas because there's so much misinformation in the media and so many lies that we got to take the offensive and let these son of a gun bastards know we're not gonna allow this to occur again in 2022. That's what the resolution says. It's a spirit, it doesn't say Trump won, it says there's a lot of irregularities and we gotta be on guard for them, and that's what this is about. It's not looking backward, that is a mischaracterization. It is looking forward, but recognizing the reality of what happened in 2020, and we can't let it happen again. Thank you.
Please come to order. Would anyone like to speak against this resolution? Mary Ann, you have 2 minutes.
Okay, first of all, I was the one that made 10,000 phone calls for President Trump. So I love President Trump. However, with the work I do for 2 counties, taking phone calls, there are a lot of people who are talking about that they're not gonna vote because their vote don't count anyway. We are losing people in this state even more than we already have. Even if we declare, first of all, Texas is a state. We are a county party. Second of all, even if we set
Mr. Gerker, please come to order.
even if we said the election of 2020 was illegitimate, it's not gonna change anything because the election has been certified. And this would get people riled up more than they already are. This is my 2 minutes.
Thank you.
Very good.
All right. I see a couple hands up that want to speak in favor of the resolution. We have 2 minutes.
Yeah. I just want to say that, first of all, that it is very important to stand if 2022 is going to be a real election, both in turning out the voters, and that's one thing that's very, very, very critical. And I think this resolution, we should stand on it. President Trump's home was just raided. And there is, right now, I organize the population every day, both with my campaign and just in general. And people are in a fighting spirit, and they want leadership that's going to take them. The Republican Party, if we're going to win, we have to go out there and really speak to the people and say, don't be afraid, get out and organize. Yeah, this is what a republic is about. This is what our founding fathers gave us. We're the only standing republic in the world where we're responsible for the government of our country and to be the government of our country.
Yes.
And in that respect, I think this resolution is important to stand. I don't think there's anything to be afraid of. And that's where I would leave it right now and stand that it should pass. What's the big deal if we support something that says what it says? I can't understand why be against it. So that's what I wanted to say.
Hear, hear.
Thank you. Anyone else want to speak against? Yeah, I see Steve Slosson.
This is a bad resolution. Specifically, the second paragraph, and whereas that Texas resolution reads, we reject the certified results of the 2020 presidential election, and we hold that acting President Joseph Robinette Biden Jr. was not legitimately elected by the people of the United States. This is bullshit. There's no certified results that are going to turn that election around. This is a dead issue for us. And in Texas, where there's a lot more Republicans than Democrats, it's just fine to put that kind of language in. It's not fine here in Alameda County. Republicans are the minority, and as far as everybody in the state of California figures, Biden was duly elected, legitimately. And there may be falsehoods, there may be problems with drop boxes, but Jackie Cota is going to address that whole voter integrity issue. This is bad for us, and I'm certainly never going to use this in my campaign.
Then he's not going to win. Thank you.
Yeah.
You said it? You said it? Yeah, that's out of order. You don't get to, make snide comments from the back of the room like you did in high school, okay? Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, anyone, let's see, we had 2 for and 2 against. I'd like to bring it to a vote. Remember
Actually,
this-
point of order, Mr. Chairman. According to Robert's rules, everybody gets to speak at least once. And after that, then everybody gets to speak a second time. So this business about we're going to close the discussion early is not appropriate. It's not in the rule book.
Yes, Rich?
According to Robert's Rules of Order, the chair has the opportunity to, and the authority to decide how many people will speak pro and against. So you are out of order. Mr. Gerger, please stop interrupting our meeting.
Thank you.
I made a point of order, and he's addressing me personally, Mr. Chairman. He's not supposed to.
You're right, don't do that.
Thank you, thank you.
Stop interrupting
And
our meeting.
the ruling of the chairman is that we had ample speech on both sides. People were able to express their opinion. They had ample amount of time to do that. And I'd like to move to a vote. So those who are in favor of accepting this resolution, as I said, the executive committee asked for your no vote on this. This requires a 2/3 vote to pass. So I'm asking people online who are members of the central committee to electronically raise your hand. Those here to raise your hand as well. So those who are in favor of this, raise your hand. So, to count these. Eight. And I'm sorry, ma'am. Thank you. All right, and were there any on? No. Okay, so 8 in favor. Those opposed, please raise your hand, and also online, those opposed, please raise your hand. 10, 11, 12, 13.
So now we see the RINOs, folks.
All right, so the vote is 8 to 13. It did not get the required 2/3 majority, so the motion, the resolution fails. All right, we have a second resolution tonight. We won't deal with that now. We're dealing with the stuff that was unfinished business from last month.